Years ago, I had a friend send me a viral video on Facebook. That video talked about a burger place that only served 4 burgers a day and you paid whatever you wanted. It quickly became the hottest burger place in town. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for what is possibly the most expensive, most exclusive burger experience. And it starts there. Kinda sus. The first move is to go down some street. According to their IG messages, it's this place? Am I trespassing? Oh yes, it's the right place. Time now is 1:25. My appointment is for 2. Let's see whether we can get in. Have a reservation or what?
1:45.
1:45,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'll see you first.
Alright. We're in, boys. I'm first. So as you can see, this is... They cook it right in front of you. And while this is the most exclusive burger experience that I said just now, we are not only having burgers, this will be a full course meal. I don't remember the menu though, we have to see as we go.
Soon after, the other guests arrived and the meal kicked off. Taiki gave a brief welcome and we were served our first course, a burger chawanmushi. I took a bite of it.
Deploying flashbang.
What just happened? So much happened in the past 1 hour 40 minutes that I couldn't compose my sentences. Well, I promised you all to break down the experience, so here we go. I want to speed run through the ling-ling-long-long. Like this ling, it is a chawanmushi that tastes like there's a burger patty with melted cheese in it. And then this long, I don't know what's going on here. The burger bun that you see here is some dehydrated starch of some sort. Taiki told me to eat it quickly because the structure will collapse. So I suspect it's because the buns will absorb the liquid from the braised brisket in the middle. But it's a very interesting bite. Then this ling is a citrus all around. There is frozen grape juice with white wine on the bottom. Very nice palate cleanser. And then this long is a crystal beef taco. Very flavorful feeling and very tight. I was convinced when I bite into this everything will spill out, but it's actually very sound. There's also little pops of pomegranate, very nice. And then this long, or was it ling? Nice chicken wing. It smells like a night market with barbecued meats in the background. This is marinated for 3 days, which means every millimeter of the meat tastes the same. I would have liked a little bit more meat on the chicken wing though. And then came the main points, but I skipped that first. We talk about this ling. This is a Horlick ice cream, very creamy, very dense. You know the quality of good ice cream is that there's almost like no airiness to them. It's really like a thick cream. There's a dash of yuzu oil, which changes the profile from a heavy one to a more citrus one. This cheesecake tastes like, you imagine a pretty girl, and then she goes, oh my god, it's so good. And then to the main point, I just had 3 best I ever had in one meal. The first is the best fries I ever had. So the term ultrasonic comes from using ultrasonic cleaners to treat the potatoes. So we all know the whole jazz about peeling the potato, washing off the extra starch, boiling it, blast freezing it, triple frying. Old news, 90s, they were 90s. In this cooking method, in between, after boiling the potatoes and cutting them, they are treated with ultrasonic cleaners. So these are tubs of water that you put the potatoes in, and then they vibrate at an ultrasonic pace. If you have ever used it on your like retainers or something, it's the same concept but at an industrial level. To picture what is being done to the potato, this is Senbon Sakura using water molecules. The water molecules will scratch the surface, creating all these uneven ridges so as to increase the surface level of the fry. This obviously gives it more texture when it's fried, but more importantly, I'm surprised how this worked out, but the water molecule actually destroyed the inside of the fry such that it turned into mashed potatoes. So this is a ultra veggie, crispy fry that has mashed potatoes in the middle. What the fry? I asked Chef Taiki about this and he got this idea from a book. He also said that different potatoes will behave differently to this ultrasonic cleaner. But yeah, I forget the second best fry I ever had. And then the second best I ever had, I understand. I did a whole best steak series going around Singapore spending 2.2 thousand. But this, the breed and the grade obscured, is a ribeye cap. So this is the top muscle of a ribeye, rolled together, tied with butcher string, cooked first. How it was cooked, I don't know, because when I arrived, the steak has already been cooked. I do know how it's finished. They have this bincho tan going, very interestingly I might add, at the window ledge. You think this is a balcony, but you step off, it's gravity already. Anyway, the steak is finished on the bincho tan to give it that maximum smoky flavor, and the crust. On top of that, it is also glazed with something. I have to imagine it's beef jus to some extent. But what that means is that the cook on this steak is impeccable. On this side, there is a very deep crust. It is very smoky, slightly crispy crust that I want. But as you look in the inside, not only do you see the good marbling, I would say this is at least A4 or BMS 9. Not only that, you can see age to age is a perfect medium rare. So I will have to suspect some sort of sous vide reverse sear. The rest of the things on the table were also high quality. This is deep fried Brussels sprouts. This is a potato puree forming a fry. And then this is a parsnip puree, served with a red wine reduction. Particularly interesting is this Brussels sprout, which has been stir fried with fish sauce. There's this very nice umami of fish sauce without the smelliness. But this cook on the steak is impeccable, impeccable. We have talked about, in the best steak series about sear, about getting color, getting smokiness, how burnt you want the crust to be, personal preference and all that. This is very well done. It has the marbling and fat content of a Japanese steak, but it eats like an American steak. And then, of course, we know the basics of a burger. Meat to bun ratio, they nailed it. Cheese need to be melted properly. They put extra emphasis on it. Mentioning all this in front of this burger seems to be petty even. But basics like juiciness, what am I looking at? Look at my fingers, don't look at the juices. I'm not pressing it. They are just gushing out. What is this sorcery? It's a common trick for food content creators to press the burger so that juices come out, tempting the audience. I'm not pressing it. They double sear the patty, they cook it one time through, and then it forms like a semi-crust. They take it out for a bit, and then they sear it again. So the crust, like we said again in the burger series, is very nice. And I have had a lot of good burgers before. The reason why it ages out the other burgers is in the subtleties. The pickle is very well controlled. Super thin, no bite at all, not sharp. After biting through it, right, I tasted the pickles, but I cannot find it texturally. It blended in so well. They added bacon jam to the burger, their house sauce, and this I want to emphasize, there is such precision with the burger. And one thing that I really like is that they took back the bincho tang grill with the leftover coals, and then they poured the beef grease used to sear the patty, just enough for it to smoke, so that it adds the smoky flavor into the bun. The rationale for doing this is because the patty that they use for the burger, while it is thick, it is not thick enough to survive that long on the bincho tang grill, such that it takes on the smokiness and not overcook. So this is a sacrifice that they had to make. Instead of adding the smokiness to the patty, they add it to a bun. And above all, this is the factor that they are undefeated at, is temperature. The whole process is mesmerizing to look at. It is very time sensitive. So as you see them work, everything is going at the same time. In the front, there's a bigger surface for the buns to heat up. The middle, those little tubs are filled with water so that the burger don't dry out. The searing of the patty is done by 2 people, and there is no time wasting. There's almost like this sense of tension right before they sear the patty, because after that starts, everything has to roll. The buns then come up onto a weighing scale. So everything down to how much sauce is applied is weighed to the gram. The burger reaches you at the optimal state, which explains the sorcery behind the juices gushing out. This is a major challenge in serving burgers. Depending on when the customer is going to eat the burger, you need to customize the blend of your beef, the melting point accordingly. This, what Taiki is doing, is the ideal case scenario. But you can imagine, for most burgers, they might get wrapped up, placed in front of the customer, and maybe the customer don't eat the burger first, they eat the fries first. 5 minutes pass, they finish all their fries, then they eat the burgers. Or maybe they end up in the back of GrabFood delivery. So this environment, cooking right in front of you, everything assembled on the second, is the best case scenario for a burger. And not just the burger, everything throughout the 1 hour 40 minutes meal seems so precise. Everybody is doing something at any single point of time, which is expected of a pro kitchen, but to see in front of you, for it to translate into the burger that you are served, is very cool. I probably didn't even cover everything that went into the burger. There is not a single thought about the burger that I have had that Taiki have not had. All these are only talking about the first burger. There is the second burger. So this is a more playful burger. They're using a slice of Parmigiano Reggiano with a little bit of gruyere on the bottom and sliced Granny Smith apples. So it's a little bit sweet, a little bit more funky, but all the handling, all the precision, all the juiciness that I talked about earlier is in this burger as well. But there are still misses. Huh? There are still misses? While I understand that you don't want your customer to fill up, I don't like that I'm served half a burger. If I would ask you, a burger enthusiast, is the feeling biting from a half burger and a full burger the same? That little bit of vulnerability and how the burger holds in your hand is very different. And I paid a lot of money. Don't tell me to share a burger with the next person. Take away 2 of the courses. I want a full burger. And the second thing is more for admin. I didn't like that I put in the effort to reach early, but I had to stand outside at the stairwell until 1:45. In a city like Bangkok, where it's so easy to be late because of traffic, I don't want to be punished for reaching early. I understand that you are setting up on everything, but I feel like there should be a sitting area or just let me sit at the bar. Also, as an omakase, I feel like there should be a coffee and tea at the end of it. We did have 2 desserts, which was cool, but a hot drink at the end, if not coffee or tea, then some sort of house blend, whatever you want. I shouldn't need to come to a cafe to have this settled after spending however much. Which then comes the question, after hearing all these dishes, how much do you think the meal is? If you guess it right, you get to decide what the next series will be on. I give you 3 seconds. 4,237 baht, which is about $169. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. $169 is a month's budget for someone. So I'm not gonna give you the, oh, it's worth one try. If you come at it from the value perspective, in a city like Bangkok, it's tough. It's tough to argue for it. But if you're at a point of your life where money is less of an object and you want to taste what the burger ceiling is, this may very well be it. 1 plate I'll walk for the burger, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the burger, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in the city for the burger. And Homeburg gets 4 plates. If I get free flow fries, a full burger, and a Coke. All the other things you can keep. Maybe give me the steak. Okay, give me the steak. All the other things, fun to have. That burger and fries, I'll put it up against anything in the world. Taiki did say that he looked at opening up a casual burger joint and he wanted to invest into a huge ultrasonic cleaner in order to mass produce the fries. But that machine of, let's say, the size of a normal bathroom is 6 to 7 million baht. I'm not sure if he can make it back. Well, I got bad news and I got bad news. Which one do you all want to hear first? The bad news? Taiki's last day will be the end of this year, 2026, 31st December. The other bad news is that he said he will be spending 2027 just traveling and eating burgers around the world. Around the world! Cinema. Imagine that, just flying around eating burgers. If his level wasn't already high enough, I cannot imagine what insights he will have after this journey. But yeah, this is the bar for me now. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but what I had today is really a burger's dream. A best case scenario for burgers. I'm not sure if you all will be able to get reservations. It's already very hard to begin with. Probably a little harder now that he has announced his last day. But maybe we'll have another video in 2028. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!